Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 9. It is round 3, Friday the 9th of May, 2025. We've got match of the round, Melbourne versus Collingwood, game 3 of this round. We've got Gold Coast on top, very clear with the percentage. They've got the best defense team, and then we've got the Bulldogs on the bottom with the lowest percentage. All right, let's get stuck into it. It is Hawthorn versus Port Adelaide at MRVL Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter of this game. At quarter time, we've got Hawthorn 5-6-36 to Port Adelaide 3-5-23. Okay, let's go to the second quarter of this game. And we've got Port Adelaide kicking 6 goals 3 to Hawthorn, 4 goals 1. And at halftime, Port Adelaide are up by 1 point. Port Adelaide are looking for their second win. Hawthorn, their second win as well. Third quarter underway. And we've got Hawthorn kicking 3 goals 6 to Port Adelaide, 3 goals 5. And at three-quarter time, it is 12-13, 85 for each team. So it's level going into the last quarter. Let's go to the fourth quarter, final quarter, to see who will win this game. And we couldn't separate, the teams couldn't be separated, so they both kicked 3 goals 3 apiece, and it's a draw. Hawthorn, final score 15-16, 106 to Port Adelaide, 15-16, 106. They couldn't separate them at three-quarter time, couldn't separate them at the final quarter. All right, first draw for the season. Let's go to the next game. It is Gold Coast Suns versus GWS Giants. Now, GWS Giants, premiers in Season 8. They're still trying to get their first win for the season. Let's go to the first quarter. And the Giants have kicked 3 goals 4 to Gold Coast 2-5. First quarter done. GWS are up by 5 points, 22-17. Go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, GWS have kicked 5 goals 2 to Gold Coast 4-2. And at half time, GWS are up by 11 points, 54-43. Let's go to the third quarter in this game. Third quarter completed. GWS have kicked 6 goals 5 to Gold Coast 2 goals 6. And it is 34 points GWS Giants way, 95-61. Let's go to the final quarter in this game. GWS could have their first win. And they do. They beat Gold Coast Suns by 28 points. Final score, Gold Coast 10-14-74 to GWS Giants 15-12, 102. All right, let's go to the third game, Melbourne and Collingwood, MCG, match of the round. First quarter completed. We've got Collingwood kicking 5 goals 4 to Melbourne 1-6. Collingwood are up by 22 points, 34-12. Go to the second quarter. In the second quarter, Melbourne have kicked 2 goals 4 to Collingwood 1-3. And at half time, Collingwood are up by 15 points, 43-28. Go to the third quarter. In this game. Third quarter, Collingwood have kicked 5-2 to Melbourne 1-6, and it's 35 points the difference. Collingwood's way 75-40. Let's go to the last quarter. Melbourne could have their first loss of the season. Yes, Collingwood have won by 52 points. Melbourne kicked 5, 22-52 to Collingwood, 15-14, 104. And that puts Collingwood in second place. Let's go to the next game. It's North Melbourne versus Geelong at MRVL Stadium. First quarter underway. Yeah, it's been completed. Geelong, they've kicked 2-5 to North Melbourne 1-3, 9, and it is 8 points of difference. Geelong's way 17-9. Second quarter underway. North Melbourne are looking for their first win. And Geelong have kicked 6-2 to North Melbourne, 4-2. And at halftime, Geelong are up by 20 points, 55-35. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, nearly completed. Yep, Geelong have kicked 4 to North Melbourne, 2-1. And we've got 35 points of difference. Geelong's way, 83-48. Let's go to the last quarter of this game. Last quarter, and Geelong have kicked 3-4 to North Melbourne, 3-3. So Geelong won the last quarter by a point, and Geelong won the game by 36 points. North Melbourne, 10-9, 69 final score. To Geelong, 15-15, 105. All right. And that all right. Let's go to the next game. It's Carlton versus Sydney Swans at MRVL Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter. Carlton are looking for their first win, and Sydney's looking for their second win. First quarter underway, and it's completed. We've got Sydney kicking 4-2 to Carlton, 4-1. So it's 1 point the difference. Sydney's way, 26-25. Second quarter underway in this game. And we've got Carlton kicking 4-2 to Sydney, 4-1. And at half time, we've got both teams on 51. Level at half time. Let's go to this second half. I wonder if we've had 2 draws in one round. Maybe not. Sydney kicked 5-2 to Carlton, 2-4 after half time. Third quarter, we've got Sydney up by 16 points, 83-67. Let's go to the last quarter of this game. Will it complete like it? Sydney. They've got over the line by 3 points. Carlton came strong in that last quarter, kicking 6-4 to Sydney, 4-3. And in the end, Sydney have won by 3 points. Carlton, 16-11, 107 to Sydney, 17-8, 110. So Carlton and North Melbourne have no wins on the board as yet after 3 rounds. All right. Let's go to the next game. It is West Coast Eagles versus Brisbane at Optus Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter of this game. Brisbane are looking for their 3rd win in a row, and West Coast, they're looking for their 2nd. And we've got West Coast, they've kicked 4-6 to Brisbane, 2-2 in that first quarter. West Coast are up by 16 points, 30-14. Second quarter underway. And we've got Brisbane kicking 3-6 to West Coast, 2-1. And at halftime, Brisbane are down by 5 points, 38-43. Let's go into the second half of this game. Third quarter. Who's going to come out strong in that third quarter? Oh, West Coast, they've kicked 5 goals, 6. The Brisbane 5 goals, 4. So it's 7 points of difference. West Coast way 79-72. Let's go to the last quarter to see who will win this game. Is it the home team, West Coast, or Brisbane will come out trumps? Oh, what a close game. West Coast have won by 1 point. Brisbane won the last quarter by 1 goal, 5-6. The West Coast 4-6. But in the end, it was 1 point. The 1 point win to West Coast. Final score, West Coast 15-19, 109 to Brisbane 15-18, 108. Wow, that was exciting. Brisbane is another team that have lost their first game of the season. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Richmond versus Adelaide Crows at the MCG. Richmond are looking for their first win. Adelaide are looking for their second. First quarter underway. And we've got Adelaide kicking 5 goals, 5 to Richmond, 1 goal, 1 in that first quarter, 28 points the difference. Can this year be the first year Richmond don't make the finals? All right, second quarter completed. Adelaide, they've kicked 1 goal, 6 to Richmond, 1 goal, 1. And at half time, Richmond are down by 33 points, 14-47. Let's go to the second half of this game. Adelaide are looking for their second win. Richmond are looking for their first. And we've got Richmond kicking 6 goals, 2 to Adelaide, 2 goals, 2 in that third quarter. And it's only 9 points of difference. Richmond 52 to Adelaide 61. Let's go to the last quarter of this game. Can Richmond get the win? Yes, they can. They've kicked 12 goals in the second half to run over the top of Adelaide. Richmond have won by 16 points. Richmond final score 14-9, 93. Adelaide 10-77. All right. Well, Richmond got their first win for the season. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Essendon versus Fremantle at MRVL Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter in this game. Essendon looking for the second. Fremantle are looking for their third win in a row. All right, Essendon, they've kicked 6 goals, 1 to Fremantle, 4-6. And Essendon are up by 7 points, 37-30. All right, let's go to the second quarter of this game. And we've got Fremantle kicking 6 goals, 6 to Essendon, 4 goals, 4. And at halftime, Fremantle are in front by 7 points, 72-65. Let's go into the second half of this game. Third quarter completed. Essendon have kicked 3 goals, 5 to Fremantle, 1-6. And it is 4 points of difference Essendon's way, 88-84. This is going to be close. Close finish. Final quarter underway. And Fremantle have got over the top of Essendon by 9 points. They kicked 5 goals, 2 to Essendon, 3-1 in that last quarter. Essendon final score 16-11, 107 to Fremantle, 16-20, 116. Well, that puts Fremantle on top of the ladder with 3 wins straight. All right, last game of the round. It's Western Bulldogs versus St Kilda at MRVL Stadium. And St Kilda have kicked 5 goals, 6 to Western Bulldogs, 4 goals, 6. So St Kilda are up by 6 points after quarter time. Second quarter underway. St Kilda are looking for their third win straight. Western Bulldogs are looking for their first win of the season. All right, St Kilda have kicked 6 goals, 5 to Western Bulldogs, 5 goals, 4. And at half time, Western Bulldogs are down by 13 points, 64-77. Third quarter underway, second half has started.
And third quarter, Western Bulldogs have kicked 5 goals, 5 goals 1 to St Kilda, 4 goals 1. And at 3-quarter time, we've got St Kilda up by 7 points, 102 to 95. This is going to be a close finish. Can St Kilda win, or Western Bulldogs get their first win for the season? But in the end, St Kilda have won by 8 points. They've kicked 4 goals 6 to Western Bulldogs, 4 goals 5. Western Bulldogs final score 18-16, 124 to St Kilda, 19-18, 132. And that puts St Kilda on top of the ladder, with Fremantle with 3 wins as well. And then we've got Gold Coast, Collingwood in the top 4, and then Brisbane 5th, Geelong 6th, West Coast 7th, and then Melbourne 8th. And then down the bottom, we've got Carlton, North Melbourne, and Western Bulldogs without a win for the season so far. Well, that concludes round 3, Friday the 9th of May, 2025. We've got St Kilda as the number 1 offence team, and then Suns the number 1 defence team in the competition, which means that both teams are playing in round 4. So St Kilda versus Suns at MRVL Stadium. We've got St Kilda as they're on top. They're in position for minor premiership, and then Bulldogs are in the position for the wooden spoon. All right, we'll see you next time on AFT Season 9, Round 4.